SBA Publications.
Hello, dear children. How are you all? I hope that you guys are doing very well and you have been waiting for another interesting chapter, which is going to be the last chapter of your book. That means you're almost done with your class. So now, as you're going to be promoted to another class, I hope that you are preparing well for your exams. So, let us start with the reading of our chapter number 14, and the name of the chapter is Himalaya's Impact on World. So, let us begin with the reading. Tibet is known as the roof of the world. You guys know what roof is? छत को हम roof कहते हैं, okay. That is because it is one region which has the highest altitude in the world. The Himalayan mountain range merges into the Tibetan plateau to form this region known as the Himalaya Tibetan Plateau. So that means Tibet has the most of the part of Himalayan mountains. Okay. And it is called the roof of the world. That is, it has the highest altitude. Besides being the roof of the world, this plateau is also has a deep impact on the climate of the world. So, as it is the roof of the world, another thing about this region is it has a huge impact on the climate of the world. How? Says a report published in May 2001 edition of Nature, a science and environment journal. How the scientists made this connection is a very exciting story. Let us know this. So, how Himalaya has a huge impact on the climate of this world. How Himalayas have a huge impact on the climate of the world is found out in a research done in May 2001. So let us find out the story about it. Winds and storms carry huge amounts of sand and just from one region of the earth to other. Over millions of years, layers of such deposits gather on the Earth's surface, each distinguishable from the other. So, what happens whenever there is wind or a storm? It carries sand from one place to another. So, you can distinguish between the particles also. It is so much distinguishable. So, since the dust and sand carry the unique properties of the region, and dust carries what? The properties of a region. So that means the dust carry the unique properties of a region. Okay. These are carried away from here to find out more about the region, such as the climate conditions. So these dust particles, this sand can be used to find out more about the climate of the region. The sand and dust provide a record of climate. So, the sand provides a record of climate that can be read like the pages of a book. So, that means it gives so much of the information that can be read like a book, just the dust of a region. You can dig into these deposits and read the story of past climate. So you can dig into this deposit of sand and you can read about the past climate, says John E. Kutzbach, a climatologist. So this man is a climatologist and he says this thing that you can read it like a book if you find a report of a region's dust. By studying ancient dust deposits in China, the North Pacific and Indian Ocean, scientists from China and the United States have constructed a detailed portrait of the effects that Himalayan mountains and the Great Tibetan Plateau have on climate of Asia. So, the scientists from China, from US have studied the ancient dust of which place North Pacific and Indian Ocean, and from the from this research they have found out that how Himalayan mountains and the Tibetan plateau have an impact on the climate of our continent, that is Asia. They have established that the rise of the towering Himalayas and the adjacent Tibetan plateau were the primary driving force behind the Asian monsoons. So it is the primary driving force of the monsoons that you all children like. It drives the monsoon into our continent, which originated about 8 million years ago. When was it originated? About 8 million years ago. That is quite a long time. They also suggest that this high altitude region may also have helped set the stage for the ice ages that began about 2.5 million years ago. So, they have also suggested that there was an ice age about 2.5 million years ago, and this altitude can be the reason for that. I hope that you are understanding what this chapter is trying to tell you about. It is a very important chapter for you children to understand. Using a computer model, the scientists showed how the formation of the mountain and the plateau enhanced both the winter and summer Asian monsoons and gave rise to a drying trend in Central Asia. So, using a computer model, the scientists have showed that how the formation of this mountain of Himalayas, it has impacted both the winter and the summer in Asia and the monsoon in these seasons. That means you can see there is rain in winter and there is rain in summer also, right children? And it has also given rise to the drying trend. Drying what? There are droughts in some places in Asia, right? So we are talking about that in this thing. The mammoth Himalayan chain has created a wall that has blocked rain from the Central Asian plains of Mongolia for the past 8 million years. So, this huge mountain, it has stopped, we can say, the rain in Central Asian plains of Mongolia. So, there has been no rain for the past, it has blocked the rain. When? How did it do that? Since it has been formed. This has helped create the Gobi Desert in Mongolia. So this is how Gobi Desert in Mongolia was formed. As you people know, there is no rain in the desert, and this giant mountain has blocked the rain. So this is the reason of uh, development of that desert. This drying up allowed loose and fine dust to be carried by prevailing winds from the desert's East Ocean sediments. So, here, this drying up, as the things have dried up there in Mongolia, it has helped to form the desert's East Ocean sediments. These are the sediments that the scientists have used to study. So, this is what the scientists used to study the sequence of events during the period of Earth's geological history. So, this is what they have used to research the geological history of the Earth. As you people know, that scientists are still busy studying the origin of the Earth, how it has been through so much of changes. So, this was one of those researches. So, that is it, children, for the chapter. I hope you understood it and you found it very informative. And if interested, you may research for this by yourself also. So, let us move to vocabulary now. Plateau means an area of fairly high level ground. Okay. Mammoth means huge. Okay. Altitude means height of an object. Okay. And prevail means prove more powerful or superior. That is more powerful or superior. So that's it for the chapter. And here you guys are done with your work. This is your exercise. And you have to practice it well, be done with it, and prepare well for your exams. And I'll be seeing you soon when you will be promoted to the next class. Bye bye.